Good evening, ladies, gentlemen, boys, and girls, and happy Tuesday to it is Tuesday, right?
Yes.
Yes.
Taco Tuesday.
My work week's been kind of crazy. Happy Tuesday. Yeah, that's right, because the game was on last night. We'll talk about that a little bit later. Happy Tuesday to one and all. Welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. For those of you wondering, no, Sean did not go out and get burnt and burn his eyes and decide that he wanted to go live in Savannah. I'm guest hosting for Sean. He's picking up his beautiful fiance, Kat. Hey, Kat, how you doing?
Hey.
I'm guest hosting with Delilah. We got over here. Let's go all the way around. Over there, this lovely lady right here hails
Hey.
all the way from the Shy. She used to look when she was little. She used to play at the playground across from the south side of Chicago where Bad Leroy Brown used to hang out. That right there is diversity, Delilah. And down here in this corner over here, and this gentleman. I'm sorry, I cracked myself up.
That song's in my head now.
Right. On the south side of Chicago. Okay.
Hey.
Then look, that's how I knew what a ghetto was when I was growing up because they said it had to be bad, right?
Oh man.
And down there in this corner over here, and I gotta adjust where I'm pointing at because it's weird because you're not actually here.
You got
that guy
it.
right there. That guy right there is one of the hardest working young men in the podcast business, and also he does more late night shows than Jimmy Fallon and Johnny Carson combined. So you got to set your DVR, but it's good quality entertainment. So check it out. That man right there, Big Nate the Snell of the Big Nate podcast. How are you good folks doing today?
We're doing great. I guess, we're taking over. I'm like, all right, let's try something new. So here I am with two new co-hosts. I don't know. Maybe it'll take off.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Watch out, Sean and Nick.
Lord have mercy. She'd have kicked them all off the show. That's just not right. Delilah, you know that is not right at all. At all.
Like the Beyonce song said, don't you think you're not irreplaceable?
You must not know about me. You
Exactly.
must not know about me. I know that's the wrong dance, but we did it anyway.
You were close.
Nate. Nate, what's good with you, brother?
And not much, just it's Taco Tuesday.
Why you had to say tacos? Why go all the food you could say had to be tacos? I had pork chops. I had baked pork chops tonight with a little bit of supposed to be low gluten rice, and I had a nice little meal because I'm down 26 pounds. And you gonna come on here talk about some damn tacos?
Taco Tuesday. I can't say Taco Tuesday.
Not on this. Not today. Tomorrow you can say Taco Tuesday because then I could be like, well, that was yesterday.
No comment.
But you already said it. You done already said it twice, and I done said it twice. So that's where we are right now.
I'm doing all right though. I got an episode. Check out my podcast, ladies and gentlemen. 1/8 Snell. You can see my name right up here. Check me out. That's my YouTube channel. We got season 5, episode 3 later on this evening. So
that's me. That's me right there. You gotta reach with your left hand. You got to reach with your right hand to do it, Delilah. I just figured that out. I'm like, the left hand. No, that's not right. I know they taught me directions. I'm gonna have to write the L and the R on my sneakers again. It don't make no sense. That's a true story. I had Chuck Taylors, and I used to write L and R on their feet. And my father would be like, "Boy, ain't you 10? You don't know your left from your right yet."
Oh, wow.
Oh, that's funny.
But that's how that goes. That's how that goes. But we are. Let's see. Okay, Sydney is in the building. Hey, what's going on, Sydney? Thank you for joining us. We appreciate it. Oh my God, we appreciate you so much. And you get a shout out, and you get a shout out, and you get a shout out. Tribute to our boy. Shouts out to our boy. Listen, this is my Sean Spencer impersonation. Shouts out to our boy Sean Spencer doing his thing, picking up the fiance. Yes, it's magical. It's audacious because the race. Okay, I'm done.
I thought you were throwing out shout outs like this is Oprah. You get a shout out. He gets a shout out. She gets a shout out.
Y'all are not even right. Don't get me started. We won't even get into any football tonight. Let's go ahead and jump right on it. Oh, Lord have mercy. You all do me a favor and talk amongst yourselves. Y'all talk some football talk because you know what I realized? Remember them notes I said was on the printer when I was going to go get them?
Yeah.
Guess where they still are?
At the printer.
Y'all talk some football. I'll be right back. Hey, I'm A Sean. I'm winning all. Your job is safe, bro. 5 minutes in, your job is safe. I'll be right back.
So it's not like
Oh
Don.
my goodness.
It's not like how Don Cheeto just came in and Iron Man and took Terrence Howard's gig.
That's good. Yeah, definitely. It definitely feels like. Definitely for sure. For sure.
Oh, that was good.
Oh my goodness. But oh man, this past weekend for football, I will say it was kind of ugly for some teams. Honestly, truthfully,
Oh yeah.
I don't know what game we're going to start with, but uh, Monday night, last night, the Rams and the Cardinals nailed the impression. LOL. Uh, the Cardinals, I think they met. I think they met their matchmaker with the Rams. I do.
Okay.
I think the Rams had to come out and make a statement with
They
this game.
did because I was worried about them for a little bit, because they kind of took a little tumble, but it looks like they recovered.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, you jumped on into that, and it's just like just when we thought that at least one of the divisions would be kind of locked up, the
It's
Rams are
not.
like, nope, you gonna go ahead and we gonna go ahead and this is what the Rams did. Timothy McVeigh got on the phone. Timothy McVeigh got on the phone and he called Fox Sports One
You
Studios.
mean
He said,
Sean McVay?
Sean McVeigh? What
Yeah.
who did I
Yes,
call him?
You said Timothy.
Timothy McVeigh was the
Oh my lord,
bomber.
no. Don't even. Sean, again, your job is safe.
Oh, it's like
Yeah.
the
The, the
terrorist.
the Rams coach called Fox Sports One network and said, I need to speak to that Hall of Fame guy that sits across from the skinny white guy that loves the Dallas Cowboys. And he got on the phone. He got on the phone and he said, hey, what's going on, man? What's going on? Hey, you need some what? You need some what? Oh, you need a hot L? One, need a big size, large, small, you want a super size? Oh, you want a super size one? Okay, we can get you a super size one. Uncle Shay got you covered. And Uncle Shay served them up a hot L, and they got it, and they just came out and said, do me a favor and hold that. And that's exactly what happened. The Rams win over the Cardinals 30 to 23. Um, so yeah, there we go. So the Rams and the Cardinals are split. I think the Rams still have a shot at winning the division if they win out.
Yeah, they do. I mean,
They do.
they do. Basically, they threw a whole wrench into because everybody was hoping, they were hoping that by this point, like you can at least call some of them, but you can't. You can't call. They can't call like really not the division because for some of them are pretty obvious, but really they can't really say for sure who's gonna be that number one seed,
Mm-hmm.
because it keeps changing. And then yeah, the Rams winning kind of threw a whole monkey wrench into it, and so no one is calling anything yet for a lot of the divisions, and even like who gets what seed.
Right. That's what it is right now. But we can definitely say of the two conferences right now. Oh, we lost Nate. Of the two conferences right now, it looks like the NFC is definitely the front runner to me in my mind.
Yeah,
NFC is definitely the front runner when it comes down to Super Bowl. I mean, you've got Green Bay,
right,
and at the beginning of the season, everybody was kind of writing Green Bay off. Will they be able to pull it back together with all the drama
right, for sure.
with all the drama with discount double check Aaron Rodgers,
Right.
and then he came back looking like he was a member of a grunge band, and then he had like a whole new line of
He was
had a whole
ready.
yeah had a whole new line of State Farm commercials, and Nathan said he'll be joining us back in a second. He's having some technical difficulties, so
All right.
we will soldier on. Nate, get back with us when you can, sir. And now Green Bay's just dominant. They're just killing the division. I'm sorry, I know they're in the same division with y'all.
No, it's
Uh,
all good. Like we said, they were gonna win the division anyway. Like so, like I'm a foot. We're a football town, so we know we're gonna win when we know if the Bears have a chance. That we knew this wasn't gonna happen, and so I think the issue really is that our division will be called. So I think obviously the NFC North, that division is pretty solid. I mean, I guess they're worried about Minnesota because Kirk Cousin is hit or miss, right? Like he either
Oh yeah,
wins games or loses games. So it's possible that's the reason they haven't really called the division yet. It's because of Minnesota. But I think it's that
I
division will
don't.
be
Come on, no, but let's be
yeah.
real. Do you honestly see Minnesota catching?
No, but I'm saying I can't understand why they haven't said okay, they've clinched. You know what I mean? Like no one has really said that yet, which I'm surprised. I'm assuming that after this week that'll be a given. I think the issue is who's going to get that bye week, right? Because now only one person gets a bye week, right? Where in years
Hmm.
past you would get the right, the two seeds at the top would get their bye week. Not this time.
Well, it may have.
And
I have not looked at the schedule for the NFC North, but it may have to do with divisional games
right, I'm
because even
assuming
though
also
it because it looks like this
because
year for some
Minnesota
reason.
Minnesota won against Green Bay their first routing. That's what happened.
Right. So they
They
might be
beat them.
waiting. They might be waiting for
Yeah,
that for the tiebreaker because
correct.
you know how that goes. You could wind up you could win 6 games all year as long as
Right.
those are your divisional games. You'd be 6-10 and be the division champion.
Exactly. So
So
I'm assuming it's because they'll probably I don't know. I'm thinking that's what it could be. But really, it comes down to what seed, right? They end up in, right?
right.
Tampa Bay is knocking on the door, right? Because they've been winning like straight games.
Yeah,
Um,
they are 10-3 right now
there's
also.
three teams at 10-3. I
And
think the
The Cardinals will be the third one.
yeah they dropped to three because of the loss, right? And
Right.
so it's gonna be interesting to see like who really gets that number one seed. It can't be called yet. Like
No,
there's
not at all.
and so
And Dallas is still in the hunt at 9. Dallas and the Rams are right behind at nine
they're
and
in the
four.
hunt for sure.
So it's looking like at this point. I mean, I don't want to say in the NFC East that it's a sure thing that Dallas will win.
I think
My wife will
I
get me for that one later. But I don't
think
want to
it's
say it's
we don't, but I think it's pretty close to. I think that's pretty safe. Um,
yeah. I mean, I realistically because the Giants aren't going to get it done.
no.
The Eagles are still building, and Washington, Sean, I love you, bro. I do. I love you. I love you. I love you like a kid brother.
Same.
But I mean, it still can be done, but
It can.
that would mean that what let's see, I think they meet again not this
I,
week, but next week, right?
yeah, I think the easier schedule though, like if you look at it, like if you look at week 15, Dallas has a easier matchup than Washington does. Because even though we don't think about it, remember Philadelphia's knocking on the door. So the
Hmm.
next game is another rivalry game. Well, it's for a lot of them actually in the NFC East. Washington plays Philly. So that one's going to be a little bit more hard fought while Dallas plays the Giants.
Right.
And
Right.
so I
And that
mean,
who
that's
and who's got the easier game there?
right, exactly. Dallas. Right? And so
Just
like
saying.
exactly. And so in that matchup, that W should go to Dallas. And then again, this is where it becomes really tricky because when you look at all the three teams that are 10-3, and then those teams that are just, one game away from also having 10 wins, you have Arizona who's going to play Detroit. And so that right there,
Sorry,
we
Cat.
90 right 95 99.9% sure, right? That's a W for Arizona. And then you also have Green Bay playing Baltimore, which normally, and I know I'm missing Nate, um normally I would say that there would be more of a fight, but obviously unfortunately we know. i was
Baltimore's
reading
having issues.
I was reading somewhere that they have like 15 players who are like in either injured reserve or just not able to play or just straight out, for the season. And now Lamar Jackson with that injury he got, they're hoping he's back, but it's also an ankle issue, and we know quarterbacks really rely on that, right, for like their stance and stuff,
Lamar Jackson
especially as a running.
especially.
Exactly. So, so a quarterback that runs to have his ankle giving him problems,
I mean,
even if he does come back,
right, like to compare it to not to to jump into college football for a minute.
right,
We saw in the Iron Bowl TJ Finley, who is not exceptionally mobile, but at least was able to move around and get
right,
away from
right,
trouble. Once they got him by his ankle, he had to stand in the pocket. That was it. That was all he
Exactly.
had. And he was the only quarterback they had because Bo Nix was out with an ankle injury
Right,
also.
right. For sure.
But so yeah, I definitely. I mean, yeah, and to my homie Deep Sea.
Oh no, I haven't forgotten this. I think a lot of these games are gonna go to that 17th game. Like a lot of these last spots are gonna go to the
Yeah,
end.
yeah. Well, that happens every year. That happens every single year. Where
It
like
does.
week 15, week 16, or now week 16, week
Right.
17. It comes down to the last week where you see the guys have won their game. It's like they've got to win and the other
Yeah,
team's got to lose, and they're sitting there on
exactly.
the sidelines going,
You know.
"Wait a minute,
You
hold on a second, Delilah. Ladies and
Maytag?
gentlemen, boys and girls, a special
Woo!
treat for you all. He went fresh off his. I just had the big time, y'all, for a minute, so my entrance would be even bigger. Mr. Nathan
Woo!
Snell."
I apologize for that.
Yeah, that's all
Nah,
right.
you good, man. Hey, look, that's what you get for trying to run your internet through that boost through your Wi-Fi through your Boost mobile phone, bro. You know, hey,
It's not Boost Mobile. Don't do that.
I got jokes. Don't play me no mind, man. Don't pay me no mind. So moving this thing on, we're going
All
to
right.
talk a little bit about a very monumentous occasion that happened yesterday. Yes, I know you all hate talking about this guy. As a Falcons fan, I loathe this guy as an opponent, and even more so because he won the doggone Super Bowl and then turned around and came into my division. But, but iron sharpens iron, the game recognized game. The dude is a true baller. He is definitely working on galvanizing his GOAT status as the greatest quarterback in the NFL. Mr. Tom Brady passes for his 700th career touchdown yesterday.
Hey, shout out to Kate Alyssa, his super fan. Like, no hate. I know this is your dude, this is your stud, and we always see you like, defending him, which you should. Hey, it's hard. I get it. It's hard to, when is this man gonna retire? I think is what everybody's thinking. To give us everybody else a break.
Look, bruh, you're back again? Really?
Yeah.
We ain't never gonna win the Super Bowl. Just to give you reference, I saw something that was a bit of a that just jumped out at me when I was looking through his stats when I was prepping for the show, which essentially amounted to the 30 minutes before we came on.
Right.
Um, I got jokes. He finished the game with 7,156 completions. Okay, he passed Drew Brees, who was leading with 7,142. The closest active player on the roster behind Tom Brady is Ben Roethlisberger, who is trailing by almost 2,000 passes, 5,347.
Wow. Yeah.
So he's leading by almost 2,000 passes. And as we can pretty much see, this is probably going to be the last hurrah for Big Ben. So suffice to say that record is not going to be broken for a while. So one is Brady, two is Breeze, three is Brett Favre, four is Peyton Manning, five is Big Ben. So he's in some rarefied air there. He will more than likely break his record passing season last year of I think it was last year he passed for 4,633
Yeah.
yards.
Mm-hmm.
Which puts him second on the list behind famous Jameis with 5,109. He's going to probably break that this year. So, I mean, he's breaking records left, right, and Sunday. I printed out. I wouldn't have time to
I
read
know.
out
It's a lot.
all of.
Everything. Right.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
I
Yeah.
mean, I've got 2.5 pages here
The
of all of the career records that he holds.
the man got mad at Tony Dungy because he's like, "Oh, Tom Brady can't run," and then we saw Tom Brady ran the football.
Right? Look, Tom Brady is the one guy you don't want to say, "Oh, you can't do that," because he's going to do it. I mean, he actually asked the questions like how many. He actually asked the question. I think it was a couple weeks ago. How many more passes do I have to get before I break the record? And he turned around. He did it. Now, what I did find funny was the staff at the staff at Raymond James Stadium was all over that touchdown pass. Remember the last fiasco?
Oh yeah.
Was it Mike Evans ran up and gave
Yeah,
it to somebody
yeah,
who
I
was
gave
there?
it to a fan, and
Yo,
we're gonna do that again.
your boy. Look, who was it? It was a 58 yard pass to Rashard Perriman. Perriman put that ball down in the end zone, and you could see the attendant come running up to pick it up. It's like, got it.
Just stood away from it, right? Just put it down.
He's like, that's all you, bro. You got it. I saw
Right,
you
right.
come. I saw you coming. That's why I put it down. I had already scored. I was finished. I was finished. But Pete this now. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
Right.
I'm gonna try and give this to you shotgun style real
Ooh.
quick. His career records: most games won by a player, 274. Most games won, 274. Most games played by a quarterback, 359. Most games started by a quarterback, 357. Most games played by a skill position player, 359. Most games started by a skill position player, 357. Most combined passing yards, 95,787. Most combined pass completions, 8,262. Most combined passing attempts, 12,916. Most combined touchdown passes, 700. Most game-winning drives, 66. Most fourth quarter comebacks, 50. Most NFL championships by any player, 7. Most appearances in the Super Bowl, 10. Most championships in any pro football player by any player, 7. Tied with Autogram. Most times sacked, 609. I thought that was a little big, but I mean, he's been playing for like he started playing the year I got my driver's license, and that's just his career records. That's not regular season.
Right,
That's
right. I
not
got you. Yeah.
playoffs.
Right.
I mean, 7 Super Bowl wins, 7 wins as a starting quarterback, more wins than anyone in NFL. He's got more wins as a quarterback as one player than any franchise has in total. He's the only quarterback to win a Super Bowl for the AFC and the NFC.
Yep.
He's 2 quarterbacks to win a Super Bowl for 2 separate teams. Most touchdown passes, most passing yards, most passes completed, most passes attempted, and that's a third of the Super Bowl list. He's going to own every record in the book. I seriously think that man came in the league with a chip on his shoulder. Oh, y'all gonna draft me this late, huh? I can see him like y'all. He's like, oh,
You're
y'all just
gonna
gonna
come,
go ahead.
baby.
Like, yeah, it's like being at the DMV and watching somebody go up to the window that came in 5 minutes, came in an hour after you did,
Right.
and you're just like, y'all just gonna let him go first, huh? That's how it is. So, I mean,
That's
look, he
funny.
did it. He got drafted as soon as he
Hmm.
got the slot. Poor Drew Bledsoe. Drew Bledsoe was like, I lost my job at Dallas, and then I lost my job in I lost my job in New England. He took the job. He won the Super Bowl. He turned around. He married a supermodel.
Yep.
That man married a stunner. She the number one stunner. What? Um, he is undoubtedly the greatest quarterback to ever hike it up under center. And Nate's just sitting there because Nate's waiting he's double dutching. He's waiting to get
Yeah.
in.
Well, I like this comment over here by your boy. Let's talk about the Panthers and Falcons
I can't
petition.
see the comment.
Let's talk about Panthers and Falcons petitioning the league to swap Tampa Bay for Jacksonville in the NFC South.
Did that really happen?
I don't think so, but it's funny.
If it did, that's quite hilarious. If it did, that's quite
I don't
hilarious.
think so, but it's a funny comment.
Nate. Oh man, Nate. Oh, we made Nate time. We made Nate go into timeout.
No, you're fine.
All
Um,
right, go ahead.
but
Speak your mind
yeah,
on TB, and then we can move on.
No, congratulations to Tom Brady. The fact that a former Raven who was a bust caught that pass, that I don't know what to feel on that.
Oh
Um,
shoot, I didn't even know that.
yeah, it just, it's just greatness. I mean, he's in my he's in my top 5 quarterbacks of all time. I mean, it's just greatness. We have to appreciate it. Um, we probably most likely will never see those records ever be broken. So,
Not as Mackey's playing till he's 50. Lord, retire.
Nathan's soul died a little bit inside as he had to
I
pass
get
along
that.
congratulations to Tom Brady, but it was all for naught.
That was
That's a
funny.
that's a okay. It's a okay Morgan Freeman. I'm still working on that one.
Uh,
Shannon Sharp is still my top tier. I'm working on the Morgan Freeman. Well, we're gonna roll around
Move
the league a
on.
little bit. We already talked about the Rams. We cannot not talk about the game that was. Definitely a good reason. This game was a reason why you don't turn the game off. Um,
Mm-hmm.
it was a blowout. to be sure, at halftime it looked like it was a wrap. My wife was
Yep.
celebrating. My wife was celebrating. Now my wife doesn't dance around the house, but she was share dancing. She was. I'm out at the store and my phone is like bloop. They scored another touchdown. Bloop. Dak just threw another touchdown. Bloop. Oh, they got an interception. Bloop. We got it back. Bloop. They blocked the punt. Bloop. They winning by 252 points. And my wife was loving it, and Dallas fans were loving it too. And I'm sure Janae was screaming herself hoarse. Um, she was thinking to herself, "I can't wait. I can't wait to get Sean on the show Monday." But then something happened. They took a break, and Sean has been saying all year we're a second half team. And I don't know what Riverboat Ron said when he went in the locker room. Maybe he gave him one of those Kirby Smart style halftime against Florida speeches. But Washington came out and said, "We not done. You might win, but you're going to have to get through us to do it." And they all but came back and won. We saw the final score 27 to 10.
Yep.
27 to 10. It turned
Mm-hmm.
out to be one hell of a good Dallas Washington game. It was one of the best, although if you ask Washington fans, they lost, but still in recent years, one of the best Dallas Washington games I've seen.
For sure. If they're comeback like that, and obviously they took the L, but yeah, they did come and score.
So definitely shows the Skins still have some life in them. They are. I said the Skins didn't. The Washington football team still have some life in them. And I mean, you don't live in the DC area for 18 years and not still call them the Skins, even if you weren't a fan. So my apologies if anybody's coming for us, but they went Nathan again. I guess he'll be back in a minute. Oh, there
But
he is.
yeah, but yeah, I mean that was quite a comeback, and but yeah, I agree. It's still a heck of a game. Um, Washington is still in the hunt. They still have number 7. And they're still the 7th seed. Obviously, now it's like again becomes tougher. Because you have other teams in the hunt there, but they still got them that they still have that number 7 seed currently. Um, in the NFC.
Yeah. Yeah. So those of you that are watching that are just joining us, welcome to this week's edition of Let's Talk Football, the Roundtable. I am hosting and guest in the guest spot for the normal moderator, our buddy, the shout out king, Mr. Sean Spencer, who's probably got us on. He's probably got the phone on his dashboard as he's driving Cat home from the airport. Oh no! Don't look! Don't play. I do that too sometimes. When I'm on the way home from work, I'll put the phone on the speedometer. I mean, and then have it on the Bluetooth. So I'll just listen to it as I'm driving, not looking at it, but definitely listen to it. So I wouldn't put that patch on. So, and then over here, this lovely lady right here to my
Hey.
immediate right and your left, that is a diversity Delilah. And
Yeah.
that feller down there is Big Nate. Nate, we're gonna come to you, keeping with the Dallas Washington, and then we're gonna move on to our next game. What do you got on the big rivalry, the whole "We Want Dallas"? You were actually playing. What's that question? Was that footage from RFK?
Yeah, it was
From
FedEx. Yeah, FedEx Field.
it was from FedEx Field, where they were chanting "We Want Dallas."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that
Wow.
was RFK. Yes, it was.
I was gonna say because I remember RFK used to rock. Man, today you feel that whole stadium rocking and rolling. Anyway, well, your thoughts? Yeah.
I took a couple notes. Dallas's pass rush definitely made their presence known. Uh, I thought their defense pretty much gave Heineke no time. Didn't. I mean, Randy Gregory came. Randy Gregory. Um, oh my gosh, there's a lot. Even Kyle Allen was in there, and he fumbled the ball. Well, I'd say Washington's defense. Quick point of order. Uh, they held Dallas under 350 yards. Um, the pick six by Holcomb in the fourth quarter, that was big. We definitely, I will say, again, I don't know what it is. I've noticed this too with Baltimore on the defensive side, costly penalties. I feel like we did our job. We limited Ezekiel Elliott 45 yards and 12 carries. But for some odd reason, I noticed our running game could never get going. And Antonio Gibson fumbled. Uh, what was it? He had 36 yards,
Mm-hmm.
and I we like offensively we 3 of 14 on third down compared to Dallas 7 of 18. Like we couldn't stay on the field. It's just like I don't know where it went wrong.
Yeah, and one of the things I did notice is that Heineke, he kind of had a little bit of a brief, a very rapid growing up process because he didn't make as many mistakes as he was prone to make
Right.
during the game, which definitely was a big reason that they were able to stay in the game and come down and score rapid fire, pow pow pow, and that the Washington defense definitely woke up and started causing crucial stops. And I saw they brought a couple of 3 and outs. So I think those were definitely all determining factors in why we saw this game be a lot closer than we're used to it seeing in recent years.
Right.
So kudos to the Washington football team. I think Ron Rivera's got something. I think he's got something good going there. Well, he's building on something. What we're seeing now in the second half of the season is what everybody was expecting coming out of the gate, and so
Yeah.
hopefully this next season this will translate over. Excuse me. That's what I get for drinking Coca-Cola during the
No,
show.
you're good.
Hopefully this will translate over into the 2022 season. Yeah,
Right.
My boy Deep Sea says Micah Parsons for defensive player of the year.
You got that right.
So he played his face off, definitely did. So we're gonna move on to our next game. Congratulations, as much as it hurts my heart. Well, actually, you know what? To those of you that are Washington fans, I'm sorry. I am married to a Dallas fan, and we do equally support each other's teams when we're not playing each other.
Of
So,
course.
congratulations and shouts out to the Dallas Cowboys. I'll say it because Sean, it hurts. Sean is throwing up a little bit in his throat right now watching this, but congratulations to the Cowboys. Next game, Pittsburgh and Minnesota. That one was a barn burner.
That was quite a game. I mean, I guess it was is again second half, right? That's when Pittsburgh made up a lot of ground. But man, that first half, Minnesota ate them
That was
up.
awful football to watch
It
from
just
Pittsburgh side
ate
of the
them
ball.
up. I was like, whoa! I'm like, y'all made like, and again, I'm not hating on Kirk Cousins because that man, like, I know whatever your feelings are, that man could ball. Like, I don't. It's like everybody who has him as it has their fantasy football quarterback always gets at least 20 points or more because regardless, right? He's always gonna ball out. Um, but they made Minnesota's defense look like. I mean, they sacked Big Ben 5 times
Yeah.
in the first half. So I was like, what happened to his O line? Like, geez, it was crazy. I mean, they really made Minnesota's defense look like they are a top tier defense. And I'm not saying they don't have a pretty good defense, but it's not like, you know what I mean? Like no one says, "Oh, Minnesota's defense," but they really made them look like they were like,
Well, I said it on my podcast. I said it in the intro episode. The biggest thing,
yeah,
Minnesota defensively, they can get to the quarterback,
they can. Yeah, and
and
they did.
that's what they did. Now, I do think the turning point in the game was
Mhm.
the taunting call on the court. I can't
Yes.
think of the cornerback's name, and then Brashard Breeland, who was sick,
Yeah.
he has to go out the game. I'm like, oh, okay.
Right.
Um,
Well, Bashard was known for getting burned and making dumb play. For getting burned and making dumb plays when he
Right.
was in Washington, which is why he's not in Washington anymore.
Right, right,
right,
right. Yeah, and
but
then Claypool with his finger in someone's face. I mean, that was stupid.
yeah, but maybe maybe we were looking at Big Ben the wrong way. Maybe it's not him. It wasn't him. It was just really I mean, Pittsburgh's got some talent,
Of course.
but like Najee Harris can't. Like he can't be do it really. I've noticed he's for his the run game. I feel like for a while there, they were relying on him. Like Deontay Washington, I know he struggle with drops.
Yeah,
Chase Claypool's talented. I like him. And then
for sure he
Booth,
is.
like I felt like if he caught, I feel like that was if he caught that, I think Pittsburgh would have won that game. I do, going into overtime.
Right,
But I do think what did cost in Pittsburgh, I think, was the Claypool. He gained the first down, pointing, celebrating, where you had Trey Turner, like, come on, like, what are you doing? And
right,
then in the
right,
press conference, post game, he's deflecting blame on him,
right.
like, I didn't do that. That was him. So,
Hey,
like,
I know Sydney will appreciate the support for Big Ben. No, no hate on him. Obviously, like we joke because he's a big dude and he's like an older quarterback, but definitely they feel like disjointed because they should be a winning football team. Not that they're
by
not
all
winning games, but you
accounts,
know what I mean. Like they should be a lot higher in the AFC. Like they should, you know what I mean. Like I think that's what people were expecting. They should be in the top seven just based off the talent alone, just like you said, right? Because you do have Najee, and when he's not shut down, right? We know he could run. We know that kid could run, right? When they don't completely put like two cornerbacks on him, which I don't blame them, right? Because we know, right? And so I think um they should definitely be top top 7 already. And so I think that's what people were expecting. And I mean, they're still in the hunt, right? We know that. But I feel with the AFC, so it's a lot trickier than with the NFC. I feel like the NFC seems pretty solid of who's going there, except for that 7 spot, right?
Yeah,
Whereas with
the
the AFC,
AFC is still
yeah,
wide.
it's
It's
just
still kind of wide open because we don't have any. There are no 10-win teams right now.
right.
no.
Actually, the difference between the AFC and the NFC
Hmm.
is that the NFC has some 10-win teams and then they've got some 9-win teams. And the
Right.
AFC we got some 9-win teams and some 8-win teams.
Exactly. It's
But
crazy.
I mean, right now the one and I can't even really call them a crown jewel because they haven't sold it up either. But Belichick and the Patriots and the turnaround they've made this year with Mac Jones under
They
center
made a huge turnaround.
is
And the
huge.
the other team that everybody also treated like they did Green Bay was Kansas City, right? Like
Oh
Kansas
man,
City,
couple of
Kansas
losses and they
City.
were getting ready to throw Kansas
So
City in the dumpster.
just like with Green Bay, and then we know everybody was laughing because he got a pick every week or two, whatever. But I was like, he's not the only elite quarterback that we look at that has a buckload of interceptions in between his 300 and 400 yard passes. You know what I
Right.
mean? So it's like it's not
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this hasn't happened before.
Yeah. Okay. You got one pick. I threw for 500
Right.
yards and 7
It's
touchdowns,
like
and we beat
right,
you by 5 touchdowns.
right, or something,
So,
right? And so, Kansas City is climbing up there now, right? And that again, that was
yeah,
another team
right
that
now,
we
those,
weren't sure about. We were like, oh, but now they kind of got their groove going. And I think that they are a threat in that for sure in that conference to kind of shake up some stuff because they were another team that people were like already, the first few weeks. So we knew this was a longer season too. First few
yep,
weeks, people were like, they're not going anywhere. Look at them, blah, blah. And look at them now. They're like number 3, I
they
think.
get in paper. And for real, I mean, right now, your 3 9-win teams are the Patriots, the Titans, and the Chiefs.
So, yeah, that's going to be, that's another conference where I can't say comfortably who will take that number 1 seed,
No,
you
because
know?
and the Titans, another one, the Titans. When Derrick Henry went out, everybody kind of internally said, "Well, there goes their season."
Right.
Not so fast, you know, hanging
Yeah,
in there,
that
right in there, 9-4 in the number 2 spot.
your boy made a good comment too, like that run game finally took off. You're right. And that means that, that gives Mahomes way more time, right? Like when he passes, that obviously improves his accuracy and he knows he doesn't have to count on passing. So for sure. I agree 100%. They got that run game going now.
Yeah, definitely. We definitely whew, I'm sorry. Had a
Go
little
ahead.
brain cramp. Keeping this thing moving along. We are
All
moving
right.
on to our next, and I gotta take that off. I have to remember, I have to take the turn the comment off, Anthony. There we go. All right, the comment is off. Nate, we're gonna let you. We're just gonna step back and let you have this one.
What do you want me to say?
Whatever
I,
you need to say.
but hey, look, this is therapy, and it's not costing you a nickel on your deductible.
Right.
I'm not surprised. I'm not. Like, I think I've seen all I needed to see from this team and what it needs to be done in the off season. Like some people really sat there and said when he got injured that was an intentional hit on on his ankle. I didn't. I still look at it. I don't see anything intentional about it. The offensive line is trash. Besides Bradley Bozeman and Kevin Zettler, right tackle needs to be fixed. You got a left tackle that needs to. God bless him. He's not the same. Um, the run game is just it's not materialized. I mean, Devontae Freeman's is a serviceable running back, but let's keep it real. When you have three running backs down in the training camp and you got to come find replacements
There's
in
like I
running,
forgot how many injured players I saw in the Ravens, like 15, like something
we're at
crazy, right?
Marlon Humphrey was
It
the
was
20th
nuts.
player.
Oh,
He was
more
on the IR.
20. I knew it was like an insane amount. Like,
That's that's ridiculous.
yeah.
And then on
So
top of that, like I mean, we had Anthony Averett gave us the first interception on defense in 6 weeks. Like we can't like that was our backfield: Anthony Averett, Geno Stone, Chuck Clark, and Brandon Stevens.
Yeah. Here's
Our,
what I
our
here's something to placate you. Well, not just in general. The Browns should not be happy about this win because they only won by
no,
2.
no, they
And
shouldn't. Like, and then like on top of that, like I
go
gotta give Tyler
celebrate,
Hunt.
Cleveland.
I'm not going to like. I gotta give Tyler Huntley this respect. Like being thrown into the fire down 20, like down 17-0.
Yeah.
Like bringing the team back. The team didn't quit. I will say that.
Right.
Rashard Bateman got robbed of his first touchdown. If you looked at the replay, um, if you notice, Huntley read the cover zero blitz a lot better has been Lamar. I think with Lamar, it's just all mental. And
Hmm.
again, I really do think some of it is just with coaching. I do think we need a new offensive coordinator. It has to happen. Like when we have a future a Hall of Fame that's going into the Hall of Fame that just was recently inducted. I'm not going to say his name, saying that this is not the coach, offensive coordinator for Lamar. I think that's telling something. But we got to play the Packers.
Yep.
I'm not confident. It's a home game. We're not winning that game. And we got to play the Rams. I'm to the point where I don't even think the Rams are even going to make the playoffs.
wow. Wait a minute. Look at me. Look at
You
me in my
think the
own.
Rams aren't gonna make it?
He said he
Ravens.
doesn't think the Ravens are going to make
Oh,
it.
I'm sorry. I don't know. I was like, I got sorry.
He doesn't
I
even
don't.
want to. He doesn't even want to say the team name right now. He's hurting
Oh,
inside so
okay.
bad. That's pain right there.
I just don't like the way I've seen how this teams look. We got to play the Packers and the Rams, and then we're 1-3 in the division, and people are still celebrating like we're still first place in the AFC North. Like what are you watching? I'm watching a team that's the ship's being held with tape and glue. We're listing on starboard and port side. You know, I mean, there are positives. I mean, Hollywood Brown and Mark Andrews are having a great season, but I'm looking at the fact that the offensive line's terrible. We're going to have to fix this defense, and the run game. It's not really truly materialized. Like I'm not going. How can I expect Latavius Murray, Devontae Freeman, and then before we cut him,
Right.
Le'Veon Bell to just turn around and please
Right.
X, Y, and Z. Like I think Lamar, I think he's been sacked almost. I think I want to say like 30 times.
Mm.
They're just. This is not a playoff team. If this team makes the playoffs, it's not getting out the wild card.
Right.
Well, right now you're the 4 seed, so that you wouldn't would that wouldn't necessarily make you a wild card team, would it?
Well, I don't see us winning the division because we've lost
Oh,
three.
because it's Tennessee, right?
No, because we lost to Cleveland, Cincinnati, and
Oh,
Pittsburgh,
oh, that's right. And
and
then
we
it
got to
goes
play
division and
Cincinnati
then
and
conference,
Pittsburgh
right?
after Los Angeles.
So best you can hope for is the 3-3 divisional record. That's what I said.
Right.
Best you can hope for.
That's at this point. And then also too, we signed Tony Jefferson. Like, what is that going to do? Like, I know he played for us. He brings veteran presence,
Right.
but what is that going to do? I mean, like,
Right.
can we please move on? I don't want to talk about this because I'm gonna put my head through a wall.
All right.
Let me pull a big Nate clip.
This was
Oh, let me pull a big Nate clip. Oh my god.
yeah.
Okay, I tried to find the one that you normally use,
This was a bit
but
of a this was a bit of group therapy. It's all good.
yeah,
We'll move
it's
on.
all right. It's all right, Nate. You're among friends. You're among friends.
This
But
team
we're gonna keep
stinks.
this.
It really does. And then real quick, I just want to make this. I think it was really disgusting on Twitter for people to send threatful messages to the GM's wife and owner's wife as well.
What?
I hate that
What is
because
going on?
like ever since Lamar's been drafted, I've
Right.
noticed, and it's something about these casual fans that really piss me off
Mm-hmm.
because it's like when your team does so well, everybody is so team Bears or team Falcons. But when your team
Mm-hmm.
struggles or
Oh, I
sucks,
know.
everybody's on is like, oh my gosh, X, Y, and Z. Like they were really sitting there and sending really like threatening messages to the GM's wife. Like, really? Like, come on now.
That's
Yo,
crazy.
real talk, real talk. I doubt any of them are looking right now, but if somehow or another this manages to get out and you're out there and you think that because you paid money to buy a ticket
Mm-hmm.
or because you paid for a subscription to NFL Sunday Ticket, or because you bought the special cable package so that you could watch all 16 games on Sunday, or
Right.
because your granddaddy was a fan and your uncle was a fan and your aunt used to be a cheerleader and your nephew used to be a water boy and you tried out one time as a walk-on fresh out of college as an undrafted free agent and you didn't make it, and
Whew.
that gives you the right to threaten anyone's life to threaten anyone's life over a damn football game. You really need to get your life together. For real.
Mm-hmm. No, it
For
is.
real.
It's messed up.
I've been realistic. I've had a couple of people send me text messages like, "Yo, I think you kind of starting to sound like a Lamar hater." No, I'm being realistic. Like I'm looking at this team. If the team was structured better,
Right.
it's different. I have been an advocate. I think Delilah I could back me up on this. Nick, Sean, I am not a fan of paying quarterbacks an exorbitant amount of money. Like
Right. Yeah, you said that before.
it's like it, I can't pay a quarterback until I fix all these other issues. I can't.
Watch me agree with you
Yeah.
with my Denzel Washington.
Well, I
That's
mean
my that's my Denzel Washington impersonation. Because
that's why
you mean to tell me? Go ahead,
some
Delilah.
some QBs got their pay restructured, right? Doesn't mean they won't get paid out, but that they restructure so they're not getting paid out like right away, which allows cap space, right, to fix the needs of their football team. Um, but yeah, no, I also am a realistic, right? Like you know that I'm a Bears fan, and I'm always realistic about my team and what they can and can't do. I hope for the best, but I know better, right? It's just how
You
it
were
is.
not alone. Okay.
Like I know better.
I mean, listen, I'm optimistic for the future. I know.
Right.
Listen,
Yeah,
I know what Eric DeCosta, Dick Cash, John Harbaugh.
for sure,
I
for
know what
sure.
they got to do, but this has been really one tough season. I even said it's giving me 2015 vibes. Like that year, we actually had the chance to make the playoffs, and then down the stretch, Steve Smith Sr. got hurt. Flacco, Terrell Suggs,
Right.
Forsett. I mean, I don't know if it's just like a historical thing. I don't know what it is, but my lord. I mean, shout
Well,
out to Tyler Huntley for holding it down. He'll probably have to hold it down for us, next week against Green Bay. But
Yep. Well, we gonna Nate. We gonna take a deep breath. We're gonna move on to
move
another
on.
subject that's hopefully a little more cheerful for you. Cooper Cup the beast in the West.
Yeah.
Potentially has the potential to win the equivalent of the NFL Triple Crown as a wide
Yep.
receiver. And Delilah, you've got all the stats compiled, so we'll let you go
Yeah,
ahead and take the.
currently, right? Currently, he has 113 receptions, 1,489 receiving yards, and 12 touchdowns. So he's on pace for the wide receiver triple crown of the season. Right now, he's first. He's in first place in all three of these categories for a wide receiver, and I think he'll win out. I really don't see how anybody can catch up to this guy at this point. Let me share some stats that Ablo provided in comparison. He said the reception record is 149, and that belongs to Michael Thomas in 2019. So take that in, 149. And I said, how much does he have already? 130 receptions already. And so, and that, and so I see,
with room left to go.
exactly. I see him breaking that record. Receiving yard record was in 1964. I'm not sure who that was. But then Calvin Johnson in 2012, right, was receiving touchdowns, having 18. So think about that. So Calvin Johnson had 18 career touchdowns. This man already has 12.
Wait. Calvin Johnson had how many career touchdowns?
Receiving, sorry, 18. Or
Oh,
the record.
For the season?
For the season?
2012.
I was
2012.
gonna say,
That's
I
the
know
year.
Megatron.
Sorry. No, I meant the season. I apologize. So for the 2012 season, I apologize. Yeah. As I was reading the notes a little backwards because it's on Messenger, Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. So 2019 for reception record was Michael Thomas with 149. Calvin Johnson in 2012. I see that record being broken, right? And so because we have a few weeks left, so it's possible. Can he make 20? I don't know. I think maybe the touchdowns are a little trickier, but his receptions. Either way, this man is in good company. And so either way, he's in good company. And I do see for this season, he will. I don't see how he can catch up to this guy. I think he will get the triple crown in 2021. What do y'all think?
I think it is very highly possible. Cooper Kupp has been nothing but an absolute monster this season. Now, wait a minute. When you say receiving touchdowns, you mean for the whole season?
For this season, yeah, he's 12 already.
He's got how many? 12?
12. And the record was 18.
18 was the record for a whole
in
season?
a season. Mm-hmm. And that was Megatron.
I'm looking at, where'd you get those? I'm just curious where you got those from.
Ablo kind of shared because we have like our group chat, whatever. He kind of broke down some of those records for us, and he put it in a group chat.
Because I'm looking at the single season touchdown reception leader with Randy Moss with 23 in 2007.
Okay, like I said, I'm just reading it off the little notes, so could be things got jumbled. But I could definitely see Randy Moss having 23.
Yeah, I was like, wait a minute. I was like, wow, Jerry Rice never caught more than 50. Anyway, I just was.
No, you're right. No, I was just trying to see, but
he's still.
That's kind of what I saw.
But still, he could wind up. He could wind up being. He could wind up in. So basically, he could end up finishing the season with the most receiving touchdowns, the most receiving yards, and the most receptions. I got
exactly.
You. Okay.
Yeah.
So that's where we are
for 2021. Yeah. Sorry.
For 2021.
Now about time. This kid is young. Who knows?
I got you. Okay. Oh, I got you. So you're talking about
the season.
So you're talking about the Triple Crown record holder
for this season. Yeah.
Got you. Okay. Now that makes sense.
Sorry about that. No. Yeah. Those are seasons. But yeah. So basically, we'll see what happens. I mean, maybe he gets it. Who knows? Either this, I just don't know how you'll catch up. It's just that he always pulls me out of the water in fantasy football, and I only have him on.
Same for me.
Okay, I only have him on one team, unfortunately, because my other teams he got drafted with. But this man, and when he had his bye week, I cried because I lost. Because he didn't give me 30. Because usually it's crazy. Okay, This man gives everybody who has him on a fantasy team between 25 to 30 points.
I think
Like
one. I
it
think
is,
one year. I
it's
think one season,
insane.
one game so far. Hold on, look at my stats.
You're like 35, right, or something, or 36. I don't know. What's something crazy?
It was 40. It was 42 points when he played the. They played the Lions,
Yeah, see, I knew it
and
was
then they
something.
had 41 points when he played the Colts.
That's what I'm saying. Like he puts up ridiculous numbers because he goes for at least 100 yards every game. I don't think
Yeah,
he's ever run less than 100 yards. He at least hits 100. If he's
100
not
at
hitting,
least. Yep.
if he's not hitting 125 or whatever, he at least hits 100, and that's insane. Like how old is he?
Yeah.
Right?
So the lowest he had so far this season was 64, and that was against the Cardinals.
And I was like, playing a rivalry. You know what I'm saying? But on average, he gets at least 100. Like that's,
Yeah.
I don't know.
He's To answer your question, Delilah, he is 28 years old.
28, and wide receivers have a longer lifespan than running backs, right?
Uh,
Some.
yeah, some. Just,
Yeah.
I mean,
Usually
every
they
every every now and again you get the unfortunate, maybe the Achilles tear, the ACL,
right.
MCL injury, but
Yeah.
But
most
typically,
most wide receivers, if they stay healthy, I mean, they're in the league for a good long while.
yeah,
Right.
that's what I thought. That's what
Yeah,
I thought. I was like, so hey, stay healthy, Cooper Cup. Who knows what I'm gonna beast out.
yeah, yeah.
All right.
So we're gonna keep this thing moving along on to our next segment, which we like to entitle "In or Out." At this point, we're gonna bring up some teams here, and I basically have them printed out: the teams that are on the brink, and teams that are completely out. Well, there's already some teams that are already completely out of the race.
I've been eliminated. Yeah,
Yeah.
Well, the Lions are officially eliminated.
correct. The
The
Jets.
Jet,
That's
the
right. Because
Jet,
they had to win. The Lions, I know, had to win like the rest of the season if they're
Yeah,
going to
yeah,
7-10-1.
yeah.
right. Well, the Jets, the Texans, the Jaguars. The Jets at 3-10, the Texans and Jaguars at 2-11, and the Lions at 1-11-1 are all officially eliminated. The Giants and the Bears are considered out of the race, but not officially eliminated yet, both at 4-9.
Is Atlanta
Yeah.
back in? Because y'all in that weird number 6-7. You
Atlanta
guys,
is at
you
Atlanta
were
is
eliminated before, but I don't know if you're eliminated now.
well, how were they eliminated and they get to come back? I thought if you was eliminated, you didn't get to come back.
Yeah, but I don't know. Are you?
Well,
Because you're
well,
tied. But the
yes,
reason I'm
Atlanta.
saying because you have like 6-7, like three other teams that climbed up into
Right, they
the.
are there. The Vikings, Eagles, Falcons, and Saints are all 6-7 right now.
That's why I'm
Hmm.
like,
So they're all still in the hunt, which is
that's what
kind of crazy.
that's what I mean. So are you guys? Can you be back in? I don't know, but these other teams have
Well,
the same record as
I
you.
think I think there's a whole lot of moving parts that have to happen in order for the
Yeah,
Falcons to get the 7 seed, which basically would mean Washington would have to lose out. The Eagles
I
and
get it.
the Washington, the Eagles, and the Vikings would just have to totally crap the bed. Is what
Gotcha.
that would amount to,
Right, right, right.
and the Falcons would have to win out and
That
beat
makes sense.
beat the Saints in their
So,
second head to head. I
but
think they got one more.
y'all have to win out, and the
Yeah,
others
we would
have
have to
to.
win out. We would have to win out, and everybody else would have to crap the bed.
Got it.
And to be completely
That's where
honest,
the
I don't see
yeah.
that happening, boo boo.
I see. No, I know that makes sense. But it's
The
just weird.
Fal-
It's just funny though when you look at those numbers though. How many
right,
teams are 6-7?
right. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 teams between 7 and 12. I'm sorry, between the 6 spot and the 12 spot. There are 5 teams at 6 and 7. The 4
That's
teams I
all.
mentioned before, and Washington.
All right. All right. So
You
those
mean
are
you mean the Falcons got to win everything, everything. So
all
that's
right.
where they are.
So Falcons are eliminated, quote unquote. Jets are eliminated, right? We said Jaguars,
Come on, Delilah. We doing this
Lions.
now? Is that what we doing this now?
Just
They're not
counting.
out yet. They're not out yet. So we gonna kind of do this rapid. We gonna do this. Well,
All right. Let's do this.
we'll do this rapid fire. Delilah, I'm coming to you
All right. Let's
first.
go.
Vikings, in or out?
Mm. I think, man. I think they could nab that 7 spot if Washington isn't careful the next few games.
Well,
So
that's an if, but that doesn't tell me. Are they in or are they out?
I'm
Maybe it'll
gonna
help if I
I'm
put
gonna say
my very soothing radio announcer voice on it. Delilah Crespo. Are the Minnesota Vikings in or are they out?
I say they're in. I think they're gonna sneak in there.
Okay. All right. Nate, what you got? In or out for the Vikings?
The Minnesota Vikings are in, guarantee.
Guarantee, bro. Look,
Yeah, see, I wouldn't hesitate. Yes, you went guaranteed.
Nate, 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 you got to do me a favor, bro. When you look at the camera, can you pull your head up because
Yes.
you looked up like Hannibal Lecter. Wait till they get a load of me. Looking like Jack Nicholson. Looking like Jack Nicholson in The Shining. Here's Johnny. Anyway, all right.
That's
So
too funny.
Nate gives them a guarantee. I am going to I'm going to swim upstream against the stream, and I'm going to say they're out. I do think they're a very good team, but the one thing that they do have is, even though he's a baller, he has a tendency to be a little bit inconsistent out of nowhere. Is your boy Captain Kirk? I like that.
Right.
So I got them and out.
All right.
Moving on to the next team. The Philadelphia Eagles coming to you first, Nate. What you got? In or out?
The Philadelphia Eagles are not going to make the playoffs.
Okay. I'm gonna agree with you there, Delilah. What
I
you
agree. I agree also. They're
got?
out.
Let's see. We'll come back to my favorite squad just because I like doing them like that because that's where I think they're going to finish in the division. Anyway, Seahawks. Delilah, are they in or are they out?
They're out. I love you, Janae. I know you said you think they're make playoffs, but
does that make you crazy? Okay.
I love you, Janae, but I'm going with out.
Yeah. And and then if they don't make it, then Russell Wilson gets to go home to his lovely
beautiful wife Ciara,
supermodel singer wife Ciara, in his multi-million-dollar house. I feel so bad for you, Russell. Nate, what you got? In or out for the Seahawks?
Hell no, they're not making the playoffs.
Damn.
Ooh, dang.
Why you say that like I asked you to borrow $30 till payday? Calm down, bro.
I'm sorry. Listen, I love. Listen, I feel bad for Russell Wilson.
I do too.
Like this team. You know what? I really quick. I gotta eat my words. Like me and myself, I went against with Nick and Delilah after Matthew Stafford got traded to the Rams, and I said Russell Wilson and the Seahawks die, and then here it is, looking at it now, looking back like, wow, like I got to pick my face up off the floor.
No,
like
not at all.
Like that team is like they're not built to win it. They're not built to compete. And for people to say, oh, Jamal Adams, like, oh, this will be invested. No, like the defense is not the same defense. I mean, Jamal Adams can do only but so much. Seattle has no running game. DK Metcalf, Tyler Lockett, they can only do but so much. Offensive line around Russell Wilson still hasn't been addressed. Like, no, it's a mess.
I also want to throw my 2 cents in. I think Pete Carroll was a very good coach. I'm not saying was in the sense that he still can't coach, but we did have the conversation yesterday on This Week in the SEC about the youthing. That's the word that we use, the youthing of the league, and that you're seeing these younger and younger coaches with the McVays and with the Shanahans and those kinds of guys that are coming into the league with different playbooks and things like that. And Pete Carroll is one of the last remaining sentinels at the gate, the guardians of the gate, from kind of bridging the gap between the two coaching generations.
Yeah, I think the only one who figured it out is Bill Belichick. God, that man. Say what you will about that guy.
You know what? I think Bill Belichick and Nick Saban are the same person.
Right? They just know how to win, man.
Nick Saban and Bill Belichick is actually after Mystique got done helping save the X-Men in Days of Future Past.
Oh my God.
Mystique shifts and spends time between Tuscaloosa and Foxborough. Because if you even listen to Nick Saban and Belichick talk, they kind of both sound a little bit like each other when they talk.
Oh,
that's funny.
Am I lying? The only
No,
difference is Bill Belichick likes hoodies and Bill Belichick likes hoodies with short sleeves when it's 12
right?
degrees below zero outside, and
Regardless.
Nick Saban likes to have his little. If I told the boys they've got to win because if they don't win, then Miss Terry won't let me have my little Debbie cakes on Sunday. So
We,
I'm serious.
eh,
Anyway,
that was good. That was good. All
I'm
right,
gonna
that was
jump in
good.
with you guys. Seahawks are out. Moving on to Nate, the Saints. What you got? In or out?
I think the Saints will make the playoffs. I think they're in. I think they'll sneak in and get that wild card.
Okay, all right. Um, okay, Delilah. I'm just
I
gonna keep moving because we can go
I
back and
know.
forth over this.
I know. A few weeks, I think weeks ago, I said they were in just because I thought like with Jameis, all these different things and factors. But actually, like just now, just looking at mathematically at the rest of the weeks and kind of where everybody is, I think unfortunately they're gonna miss the playoffs. I think they're out.
I also have them as out. Trevor Simeon has great. If Trevor Simeon had another Drew Brees type quarterback as his starter, not to knock on Jameis because Jameis is.
You
I
mean
Right.
Sean
mean,
Payton?
people have talked about Jameis Winston and his abilities and his proclivities, and yeah, he's an odd duck, but the kid can ball. When he's focused, he can ball.
When not
But
injured, that's the whole thing. I think the fact that they
yeah,
don't have a steady QB,
right.
they're all hurt and they're all swap. That one gets better and they get back in. I can't see that being a formula for winning out. That's all.
Yeah. So that's what I got with them. I got them out. All right, Delilah, coming back to you first for the Carolina Panthers.
They're out. Sorry, Cam. I like you, Cam. You're Superman. You're flashy. You can still run. I know you're trying to get your passing game back in, but it's not this season.
Nate,
Who was it again?
the Panthers.
No.
All right.
That was
Yeah.
so firm. No,
He didn't have no extra to add on. He's like,
no.
no. I I I'm sorry. I know we're not supposed to tear each other down. We've all heard the phrase "crabs in a barrel," but I just have a hard time. And to my boy AJ, I know if you're still out there watching, I'm sorry for what I'm about to say, but I sincerely cannot. I can't. Cam, love you, bruh, but I can't. With you looking like you sitting on the sidelines with the hair and the facial hair, looking like you're getting ready to say "Moon Star of Limbo." No, I can't, bruh. I can't. So I can't do it. That's gonna do it for me. You're out. The Panthers are out. You all right, Delilah?
Oh my god, I'm never gonna be able to unsee that.
Anytime a rerun is on now, you gonna see Cam Newton going. I just can't. That's exactly what I thought of.
Oh.
It was like somebody took a picture of Michael Jackson from the Scream video and meshed it with Moon Star of Limbo. I don't. Anyway.
Anyway, all right.
All right. Let's see the Falcons. I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. The Falcons are. I wish I could trust the Falcons. I think the Falcons are going to finish strong, but I think there's too many things ahead of them to happen for them to get in. So I got them out.
Same.
All right, Nate. How about you?
I think Cordero Patterson can. I think Cordero Patterson can carry you guys to the playoffs.
Not by
Ooh.
himself.
Okay.
I'm just gonna say it, not by himself. I thought you. Oh, you know what it is? Cause I'm sorry about that, AJ. It's cause you root. It's cause you go Carolina with college basketball. I think if I got it right. If I got that right, give me a heads up in the comments there. By the way, before we move forward, those of you watching, thank you for joining us tonight. This is Let's Talk Football Roundtable. If you are enjoying what you're seeing, go ahead and hit that like button, give us a like, and give us a share. And give us a share in some of your feeds there, so people can check us out because we love to build our audience. We absolutely would love to build our. See, there it is, Tar Heels. He's a Tar Heels fan. That's where I got the Carolina affiliation from. So he was cracking up at the Moon Star of Limbo joke. I'm pretty sure because he and I went to high school together, And so I know, same time we get home, um, we watch the Transformers, the GoBots, the Thundercats, GI Joe, and Silverhawks. So somebody get the anointing
Mm.
oil
All right.
for Delilah.
Uh,
Delilah looked like she need one of them church mothers to come lay hands on and say, "All right, baby, it's gonna be all right. I'm touching you in the name of Jesus. We rebuking that spirit of laughter."
oh my goodness.
Anyway,
Woo!
we could keep this thing moving on along. On to the NFC. We are talking in or out right now. Um,
Wait, we did NFC, right? We're going to AFC.
yeah, we're on the AFC now. Did I say
Okay.
NFC?
Yeah, I
Yes,
was
you
like,
did.
I did. I'm sorry.
I was like,
But
did
Um,
we?
did we talk about the Giants or the Bears?
they're already out of the running.
They're out of the running.
I
I
mean,
could tell.
they're
I
not.
could tell you they're out. Don't worry about it.
The Giants and the Bears are not officially eliminated,
yeah,
but they're
uh,
both at 4-9,
we have
and
way
the
too.
the entire world in front of them would have to catch fire. They would have so
Correct.
essentially the Giants and the Bears would both have to win it
Statistically,
8 game would both have to win 4 games
right.
straight
Hmm.
consecutively. Y'all know what consecutively mean? It means one right after the mother hunchy other. 1, 2, 3, 4 games without missing a single one of them, and I don't see that happening. I'm just gonna
I
say
don't
it.
either.
Yeah. So moving on to the AFC, we're gonna start with the Dolphins. In or out, Delilah?
I still think they're out. I'm sorry, Bobby. I'm sorry. I know. I hope they. I hope they make me a liar though. If that's you know
I'm gonna.
consolation.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna say they're out also. Fins up. They're doing great things, but again, they're the 13 seed right now, and
yeah.
they got too much ahead of them. And besides that, I'm still salty about Tua throwing that touchdown and winning the national championship. Okay. My therapist said that my medication is working much better now. Nate, are they in or out?
I think the Miami Dolphins will make the playoffs.
oh, okay. They got to win out, but okay.
Hold on,
Man.
let me check something real quick. Y'all pardon me for just a second. Okay, no, the internet say Jesus is not coming back tomorrow. Nathan Snell, are you all right? The
I'm fine.
Dolphins? The Dolphins?
I think the Miami Dolphins will make the playoffs.
You won't put a
okay.
guarantee on it?
They'll make the playoffs.
Okay. There
Okay.
you go.
All right. We'll see. We shall see. We're gonna jump up to the Bengals. Nate, starting with you. Are the Bengals in or are they out?
Mm, that's tough. Like after losing to San Francisco, they're tied with Cleveland for 7-6.
3 seconds.
I don't think they make the
No? Okay.
playoffs.
No? Okay. He breathed heavy like somebody just put a gun to his head. Like put a gun to his head and said, either give me your wallet or I kill your best friend. And he was like, how much do I like my best friend? It was a hard decision.
That's funny.
Delilah, are they in or are they out?
They're gonna win the division and they're in.
Oh wow. Over the Steelers and the Ravens and the Browns.
I think they could win out.
Okay. All right. Playoffs. Playoffs. You're absolutely right. We do need that clip, man. We do need that clip. I don't have that clip. I am the only show in the Let's Talk Football family that does not have that clip. But you're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Bengals, let's see. You know what? I'm gonna go with you, Delilah. One sole reason. Joe Burrow.
Mm,
Joe Burrow and Burrow mixing. That Burrow mixing connection. You can't beat it. Let's see. Moving on. Let's go back down to the number 12 seed. The Las Vegas or Los Angeles or Oakland, depending on what time you became a fan. Raiders at 6-7. Delilah, what you got?
I think they're out. It's sad because they were picking up so much steam, but I agree with a lot of other people who are like, I feel like they've got more stacked against them than for. Like they have the harder schedule, in my opinion.
And they had the drama with Gruden being fired earlier in
Because
the
there's just a
season.
lot.
I'm gonna add to that. I also think they're out, and I think another prediction. I think Derek Carr winds up being traded at the end of the
Ooh.
season.
Oh snap.
I mean, he's got too much value. He's still got too much football left in him to kind of wait for the this franchise to undergo yet another rebuild. I
He's
mean,
a pull
remember,
Matthew Stafford.
I don't know. We'll see. He and his agent. I guarantee you, he and his agent will have a talk after the season is over.
uh,
I wouldn't. It would not surprise me. Well, who was the
right.
coach before that buried the football and said we're having a burial for bad football, and then they wound up losing like four straight.
Mm.
So yeah, I see him being gone at the end of the season. Nate, what you got?
The Oakland Raiders are trash. Stay woke.
Damn. Okay. I guess that means
Need to
out.
Derek. I listen. I feel for Derek Carr. Like Mark Davis is going to have to really trade. Is going to have to clean house, top to bottom. Um, they. I said it after the Thanksgiving game. He looked like an MVP. Derek Carr looks like an MVP candidate. I just think his prime years are really being wasted with this team. I
Yeah,
really
that's the
do.
same. That's exactly what.
Hashtag free Derek Carr.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, he's up there. He's a top five. He's a top five passer. Like he was
Yeah,
always right behind Brady for yards, and like right and kind of always kind of hit or miss with like with Matthew Stafford and stuff. I agree with you.
I mean, I heard for the kid because he was lighting the league up his rookie season. He was lighting it up until he got
Yep.
hurt.
Hmm.
Yeah. So,
All right.
um,
All
let's
right.
see. I have them out. All right. The Denver Broncos, the number 10 seed at 7-6. Nate, what you got?
I think the Broncos can make the playoffs.
Hmm.
Okay. All right. Um, I got them out. Delilah.
Yeah, I think they're out also. I wish not. I like Teddy. I like the team, but no.
Yeah.
I feel like
There,
they also have too much stacked against them.
there's another player who I really feel Nate. Yeah, Nate is harsh. AJ. He is,
Uh,
bruh. You got people never met you before. My homie is watching just because me and him are boys from 30 years back, and he don't even know you from Campaign. He's like, damn, that was harsh. And wait a minute. My boy AJ does not hold his tongue if he's got an opinion, and he looking at you going, "Wow."
That's funny.
All right, so let's move on to the number 8 seed at 7-6. Also, the Browns of Cleveland. And I'll go first. I say Baker's going to go dysfunctional for at least 2 games, which is going to affect them, and they're going to be out. I hate to say it because I want to see Nick Chubb do well, my Georgia
Right.
dog, but I think Baker's going to have a couple of dysfunctional moments, and I say they're out. Delilah, sorry.
I say they're out also.
All right, Nate. Nate,
the
can
Brownies
wait,
play.
Nate. Can we use our kind words?
The Brownies they play the Raiders, the
Brownie.
Packers, Pittsburgh, and the Bengals. Pittsburgh's going to win 2 of those games. I mean, Cleveland. I apologize. Um, I think they'll beat the Raiders, and I think they'll beat Pittsburgh. I don't think the Cleveland Browns will make the playoffs. I just don't see it.
Okay. And last but certainly not least, at 6-6-1, the current number 11 seed as of week 14, moving into week 15, the Steelers of Pittsburgh. And Nate, we're going to come to you first.
The Pittsburgh says I'm looking at their schedule right now. Hold on. The Pittsburgh Steelers. They've got the Titans, Chiefs, Browns, and then us. Pittsburgh could possibly go 500. Just because I think the way the AFC is, I think the Pittsburgh Steelers will make the wild card.
Okay. Yeah, I'm with you. I think they backdoor their way in. And what about you, Delilah?
Man, I still say no. I'm sorry, Sydney. I get what you guys are saying, but I'm also looking at their schedule. I think that I don't know. I feel like they're gonna have harder games to overcome. Um, I, f- I think Herbert came into his own, and I don't think he wants to drop out of the. You know what I'm saying? I don't think he wants to drop down. Um, I could see Buffalo dropping off, and that's where I feel like Cincinnati might sneak in. I mean, I still say out. I mean, if they make it, I wouldn't be shocked, but I still think Pittsburgh is out.
Yeah, you know what?
I just feel like their games are harder to just say, oh yeah, they're gonna win out, and I just I don't know.
Yeah, you know that if there's any team in the AFC right now that is currently in a slot, if the season ended today, that would get in, that has is the epitome of what happened to the promise of the season behind, in addition to the Raiders, would be the Buffalo Bills. Uh, God, the Bills looked like they were going to
Dominate.
dominate the
We
AFC
sat
East.
there on this week when you and Dave and Ab and Sean all sat there and were like, oh yeah, they're gonna win the AFC East, and then like here it is, like a rookie quarterback takes over Mr. Dimple Chin spot in New England, and they're first place. Like you can say what we want, like their running game is not this, or you know they struggle. Like clearly this is the Bills are who we thought they were. Like sorry, I had to get off
No,
my
you're
soapbox.
good.
So,
That's you know.
yep. So that is basically in and out. I just
All
wanted to
right.
touch on. I forgot to play my nice little graphic that I set up for you all that you all were so impressed by. So before we move on, I just want to Delilah, stop it. You know I like my toys. She's covering her face like, oh my gosh, really, Anthony? Before we move on, I just want to talk about. I want to talk about who we think is going to right now. I know we got a couple weeks left, but who we think is going
Mhm.
to come out of each conference as a conference winner with our conference standing. So here are here's the next segment, the conference standing. That's the one. All of that prep and all of that talking to just hit the wrong button. Sean, God bless you, sir. It's just me. When it's me and Colin, it's just me and Colin. So it's not as many different things you got to keep track of. Right now, as of moving into week 15, we got the Packers in the first seed and the Washington in the seventh seed, with the Bucks, the Cardinals, Cowboys, Rams, and 49ers all following from 2 through 6. Who do we think is coming out of the NFC if the season ended today? Who do we think would come out of the NFC as a champion? And I'm going to come to you first, Nate.
The Green Bay Packers.
Over the Buccaneers, you think?
I think the Green Bay Packers. I think Aaron Rodgers can get Mr. Can win over Mr. Dimple Chin.
I mean, despite the fact that every time that they have every time they've come in as the one seed, that they've essentially been bumped. I mean, I
I mean,
just
I understand what you're saying. I think a lot of that. I think honestly, truthfully, I really think that game was just. I think was just poor coaching. And then let's not forget Kevin King got burnt like toast in that game as well. So I think everything is. I feel like the Packers are starting to bring it together.
I
So
will say to your point, Aaron Rodgers. I think whatever transformation it is he went through in the offseason, it's almost like he's become possessed with it. Like he's not the usual, you know, Aaron Rodgers. It's like
Right, right.
he's
He's
in
not
some
affable anymore.
he's in some other kind of zone. I mean, screaming, "I own you!" Like, oh, he's like that's like, yo, he went full WWE. Like
Right.
he is bound and determined to win and get the monkey off his back. But then that begs the question of, so basically it looks like it may well be the Bucks versus the Pack in the
Again.
NFC Championship. So now you're talking about the immovable object versus the irresistible force. But I'm going to swing it over to you, Delilah, and see what you have to say about
Uh, man, it's I agree. Like there's like he does seem like he's not that affable QB, but I think that's also has a lot, not just because I feel like that has a lot to do with he really does see this as his final season with Green Bay, regardless of what Green Bay fans feel or think. He wants to win out. So if he doesn't win out here, if he doesn't win the Super Bowl, right, win his second Super Bowl, it's not his, he's moving on. Um, but
it.
it's just, right now, if it obviously if things were caught today, they're already in the number one seed, right? So they get their bye week and they get to watch everybody else duke it out. So that automatically gives them a spot if the season ended today. Um, I just feel like again, y'all need to start learning how to keep Tom Brady out of the playoffs. I have to say teams need to figure out a way how to keep him from, because that's usually when he doesn't win anything. That's usually when he doesn't win a playoff game. Okay, we learned that in the AFC. There were a few times, not often, right? There were a few times, but I think you have to like make sure he never makes a playoff game. Like don't let him in because
But how
he
do you
moved.
do that?
That's what I'm saying. This team went last year. They went in as a wild card, right? Last season, he didn't even go in as first place. He didn't go in as number 2 seed. He went in with a wild card spot and beat everybody on his way all the way to the Super Bowl.
I think
But that's
there's,
what Tom
I
Brady
think
And
if,
does.
I think
I
there are
think
blueprints how to contain Tom Brady. I think if you put pressure on him and you
we say that, but when he loses, we've seen that, right? We've seen like that's what happened, right? He lost those 2 games, went into the bye week. What happened after that?
they just got they won.
And so that's what I'm saying. Like he has to be like everybody knows that blueprint, but somehow he rewrites that blueprint. And I don't know. I feel like I think that the Bucks will get the number one seed. I think they get the number one seed.
I
Whether that means that
honestly,
they'll write it to the Super Bowl again. I mean, the odds have shifted.
That
By the way,
that yeah.
I'm not a better, but I've been paying. I do kind of look at those percentages at least, and the odds have shifted to a buck. Return to the Super Bowl.
Well, I
As
mean,
far as power rankings and all that jazz.
I think there's two teams that I think are standing because I think it's going to be the battle of
Right.
the 12s again.
Yeah,
But two teams
I
stand in the
got you.
way:
Yeah,
the Arizona Cardinals and the Los
for
Angeles
sure.
Rams.
Yeah,
I
I,
do.
I agree. They're definitely in the way for sure. But
Like when I look at the rest of the division, I don't think the way the rest of the playoffs. I don't think Dallas. I don't think like I think the way it's going to be the Arizona versus Dallas if the playoffs started today.
right. Oh yeah, that's right. Yes, because Green Bay will get their bye, so they wouldn't
yeah,
play, and so everybody has to play out.
Yeah, like
yeah,
I think those are the
Number
four teams that are going. I think it's going to be Green Bay,
Yeah.
Tampa, Los Angeles, the St. Louis Rams, and the Cardinals.
yeah. So I'm gonna run to the comment section real quick. Our boy, my boy AJ checking, and the rest will have a hard time deciding who to pull for if Rogers and Brady meet.
for the
Little
second time.
yeah, right. So I don't know. I think that's about right. I do think Dallas will wrap up the East. I
Yeah, I
don't
agree.
see that. I just don't see them having the depth to make the run. When I look at the three teams over the top of them and the one immediately to like, I think they can definitely get by the 49ers in Washington. They've already shown that they can beat Washington, but heck, they almost gave that game up.
Right.
But
Yeah,
But that's not
I
who
don't
they play. Like if they were playing today, they would play the Rams.
right. Yeah, no, I don't think they have the depth to get by them. But even if they did get by the Rams, I mean, you still got all these other teams up. You still got 1 through 3. I don't think they had the depth to get by them. Sorry about that, AJ. Your boy, I got to give them much respect. They are not the Dallas Cowboys of the last X number of years, where Tony Romo just had these phenomenal seasons, and something would happen in November around about Thanksgiving
Let-
time, and then
Yeah.
I think they're
Let,
phenomenal.
let's put
Now,
it
let's be
let's put it this way real quick. I like Dak Prescott, But
I do too.
do you think he could beat Aaron Rodgers? Is my question realistically.
I think he can
Realistically,
give him
yeah,
a run for it.
yes.
And yeah, I think
He
he can
give a
give a
run
run
for
for
his
his money.
money. I'm not saying he
I
won't put up a fight. That's not what I'm saying. But at the end of the day, though, like that's all I'm
do I
saying, right? Like,
no, do I think he can beat him? Yes, I do. Do I think realistically it will happen this particular season? Not the way he's playing.
Oh,
Not the way that Aaron Rodgers is playing. No.
now
that's
let
what
me
I'm
ask you a
saying,
question. Now, do you now is because
and that's coming from me.
for with Dallas, do you think that's because the way they have started to look one dimensional? Because with Zeke, because let's just be honest, like Zeke obviously has been battling injuries this season, and
Hmm.
then Tony Pollard, like
Right.
Dallas, like when if you lose those two, they Dallas looks very one dimensional. Like I kind of looking at Kellen Moore, like I don't think he's making again. Like I think that's where coaching matters. You got to make the game easy. Like I think so. I think they're kind of overcompensating. I think it shows.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that some of the color commentators have been saying, and I have actually noticed since I've been following this year is that when the run game goes down, then it's all on Dak's arm,
Right,
and that's I mean and people will point to now. I'm not talking about a true fan. A true fan is somebody that is I love my team, but I can be real about their abilities.
right,
Much like AJ is saying in the comments, their offense has been iffy all season. But if you're a real fan, but you're also pay attention to what's going on, other than we them boys, other than that,
right,
um,
Yep.
Dak has a lot of and people. Well, the homers will go, but Dak is like number 4 in passing into seat. Well, that's because he's throwing a lot of passes because he doesn't have a great run game. And if your offensive line is not giving you enough time to set and go through your
right,
reads, then fortunately, he's got some very athletic receivers. I mean,
right.
Amari Cooper has been, and
Just phenomenal. Yeah.
Yep.
CeeDee
Hmm.
Lamb is finally starting to get it together. Early in the season, he had a case of, he had a case of the candy hands, or as I like to call it, Butterfingers. But he's gotten that thing
He got
together.
it together. He got it together.
He got it together. So it's just, if Dallas could put together 17, I'll put it like this: if this squad that started the season out had managed to put together 17 solid weeks of football with, I mean, you can't say that with no major injuries because people get hurt, but let's just say the core group stayed together for 17 solid weeks. I could see Dallas. I could see Dallas beating Green Bay. I could.
Right.
Too late.
Exactly. That's what I'm trying to
You know,
say.
yeah. Hey, AJ, I'm just gonna say this. Emmett can stay retired. Not because I hate your
Ah.
wait. Hold on. Not because I hate the Cowboys, but because Emmett Smith is a nasty, stinking, filthy Florida Gator. That's why.
I knew it was
Let
gonna
it
come
go,
down to
Anthony.
college. I knew it was gonna come down to college.
Let it go, Anthony.
Wait a minute. You over there rubbing your head and you rubbing your head and thinking about making an appointment with your therapist over the Ravens, but I gotta let Emmett Smith go.
Yeah.
Is that what we doing now? I mean,
I
you
got
can't do
you.
one without the other. One of these
Right,
things is
right.
not like the other. I'm just playing. I am just
Yeah.
playing. Yeah, NFC and then AFC. I honestly, right now, if it ended right now, I'm going with the Chiefs. The AFC in the AFC.
The New England
Anybody?
Patriots are going to win the conference.
Nah.
I'm looking
I'm
at.
I'm
I
asking.
actually I agree with you, Mr. Handy. I think Kansas City is gonna win out a lot of these games and end up with that number one spot.
Yeah, I think the Chiefs will win the conference. I do. I am impressed with what Belichick has been able to do with this turnaround this season with this rookie quarterback that has been absolutely phenomenal. Um, I don't think the rookie he has enough experience. Now I will say this: kid can perform in the spotlight. The National College Football Championship is not the Super Bowl, but that's a big spotlight when you're the starting quarterback for Alabama for Nick Saban's team. So he can perform well in the spotlight. I just don't think he's got that. He could surprise me, but right now I'm going with the Chiefs. If the season ended right now, I'd say the Chiefs would take it off. So that's and we got he says he thinks AJ thinks the Cincy might sneak
I
into the
agree.
AFC
I
finals.
said that. I think though they're gonna make it in there. They're gonna make a run. I
Joe
agree.
Burrow Joe Burrow said, "Pinky fingers. We don't need no stinking pinky fingers." All right, we're gonna keep this thing moving along to one of the longest running segments on the roundtable, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. At this time, we are going to hand it over to the lovely and talented Delilah Crespo for diversity
Yeah.
with Delilah.
Ooh. Hey. Uh, so keeping up with exactly as Anthony was saying, when we think about the Raiders, this man played when they were the Los Angeles Raiders and the Oakland Raiders. So like all the seasons he played for the Raiders, he went through that transition when they were the Los Angeles Raiders and the Oakland Raiders. And this man is left tackle Art Shell. This man is a born and raised Charleston, South Carolina boy. He was a two-sport all-state athlete at Bonds Wilson High School in North Charleston, South Carolina. At 6'5", his height made him a natural on the court, right, basketball, and also quickness and strength needed on the gridiron. And so, so again, a two athlete type of guy. But obviously he decided to pursue football. He is an alumnus of an HBCU. Okay, he went to Maryland State College when it was called Maryland State College. It's now University of Maryland Eastern Shore. So he is an HBCU alumni. um, he is a member of Alpha Phi Alpha fraternity. Right, Anthony.
11190 6.
Yeah. So there you
See,
go.
see,
Shout
see, see
out for
what you learn.
that.
Look,
I
look,
was I
look.
was waiting. I
When
just
she
said that
told
thing. You
me, when
action.
she
I
told,
was like, you ready?
look, when she told me she was doing our show, I was like, "Oh, that's my esteemed fraternity brother." And she was like, "Oh, I did not know that." So she
Nope.
gave him a shout out. Wait a minute, hold on. I almost put on my A5A gear, but I definitely got my A5. I got my A5A mug. Brother
All right.
Shell, brother Shell, we got you. Goodwill is always the monarch of this house, brother. We got you.
All
Okay,
right.
continue. I'm sorry.
Absolutely. No, you good. I was waiting for some highlights like that, so I'm glad. That's good stuff. Um, during his football college, during his football career in college, he earned All America honors twice. He was a three-time All Central Collegiate Athletic Association selection, and that's when he caught the professional scouts. Which honestly, the reason is a few times I highlight HBCUs is because if you look statistically, we know that HBCU players, even though we know they play a high caliber, they do get overlooked often. And so that's why when you catch the eye of a scout, especially in the 60s, that's a big deal.
Oh yeah.
So
Oh
you're
yeah.
doing your job on the field. So again, he was drafted by the Raiders, and again, this is he played 16 seasons. So again, he played with them when they were the Oakland Raiders and the LA Raiders. Um, he went in the third round at pick number 80 in the 1968 draft. Um, he is a 4 All-Pro selection, 8-time Pro Bowl, 2-time Super Bowl champs, right? Because that's when the Raiders won Super Bowl 11 and 15, and he was part of that team. Uh, Shell participated in 23 playoff contests. 9 when you look at it, not between the AFL and the AFC, because we know again like that it was grouped differently. Back in the day, it was the AFL that later becomes the AFC. Um, and so he is tied for first for most active seasons, 15 from 1968 to 1982. Tied for first most consecutive seasons played, active again, 15 season. Third most games played with 207. We're talking about he's a left tackle, right? So again, That's a big deal. When you're left tackle, and you actually
Wow,
kind of make,
that's impressive. Offensive
yeah.
linemen normally don't last that long in the league.
Exactly. So that's put that, yeah. Um, so again, third most consecutive games he played 156. He made the 1970s All Decade team. He made the Super Bowl Silver Anniversary team in 1990. He holds the distinction of also becoming the second, because he also coached. He is becoming the second African American head coach in the history of the NFL in the modern era, after Fritz Pollard, which I also talked about him a few weeks,
Now
a
wait a
couple
minute.
months ago.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute.
After
Hold on.
Pollard.
Let me pause you for a second.
Hmm.
You know Fritz Pollard is in a fraternity too.
I know I mentioned that like in the beginning. I don't remember what fraternity though, because that was like two
No,
months
but
ago.
no. Fritz Pollard is in the same fraternity. We
Oh,
are
that I didn't
all
know. Oh, so y'all brothers. Y'all brothers. Hey, I'm not saying it the way y'all think I'm saying it.
why you look, man, go on, man. There ain't no cancel culture people coming for us for this. Go ahead.
Making sure.
You're fine, Delilah.
Just saying. Oh, you gotta be, Gen Z and all. Anyway, so yeah, so again, he has also holds the distinction of being the second African American head coach in the history of professional football, especially in the modern era. Show was inducted into the College Football Hall of Fame in 2013, Pro Football Hall of Fame in 1989, which included Mel Blount and Terry Bradshaw. So think about the company he kept in that 1989 induction. He was also inducted into the Black College Football Hall of Fame in 2011. And so, at O linemen, when you look at stats, it's a little iffy. It's more about how long they played, right? And because it's always a little different when you're looking at offensive tackles. So again, an offensive tackle making it to the Pro Football Hall of Fame, we know it's not easy, and usually they're looking at stats, how many Pro Bowls you went to, and things like that. So kudos to you, Mr. Arshell, a fraternity brother of our co-host here today.
Indeed, indeed. He and Fritz Pollard. Actually, fun
That's good
fact.
to know. I like that connection.
Fun fact. You mentioned that Art Shell came from an HBCU. Um,
Yes.
Also, another one of his teammates during that era, George Atkinson, who was a safety who played right alongside, well, not right alongside him literally, because uh, George Atkinson was a strong safety, who
Right.
also played on the Raiders from 68 to 77. Also from an HBCU, he
Oh.
went to Morris Brown University. Is
Oh, okay.
is from my hometown and went to high school with my. Wait a minute, did he go to high school with my father? I believe he went to high school with my father.
Oh, okay.
I'm trying to look and see. It doesn't say where he went to high school, but he's from my hometown.
Oh, okay then. There we go. Hey, let's take care of it, okay? HBCUs, I don't know if you're paying attention, but they're finally paying attention to their football games. Did you see how many people went to see the Tigers game? They said they got 50,000 people in that stadium to watch that
Are you
championship
talking
game.
about are you talking about
Yeah, the
the
Tigers, yeah.
the SWAC
Woo!
conference?
Listen, I
Well,
don't
how about
know.
wait a minute?
I think it should get more airplay, and I gotta give credit to Deion Sanders. I know, former Dallas, but I gotta tell you that man when he said he was gonna change the atmosphere, I just gotta say, gotta give kudos. That man went back and changed the whole game, made sure that they actually get televised and the attention that they deserve.
Hold on, hold on. You want to make him a Dallas player? Wait, who did he play for first?
I know, but that's who everybody thinks about. I'm sorry.
That dirty bird dance. Um,
Sorry.
but yeah, Dion said that he was coming to change the whole face,
Good.
and he definitely has. Oh, the bowl game is sold out, by the way.
Whew.
The first time in ever. The bowl game that they're playing in is sold out for the first time ever.
Yeah, because their last game had like 50,000 people in it. That was crazy.
Yeah, they were about a couple thousand short of 60,000 at homecoming.
That was crazy, man. I was like, kudos, guys. Seriously.
I mean, he's come in and in a couple of years he has built he's built a program that could easily become a legacy. And I honestly think for all the people that are saying Deion's going to leave and go to Florida State, or Deion's going to leave and go to such and such, I don't think so. Because Deion talks a lot of noise, but Deion is not stupid. Deion is at a program right now where they said we will let you come build our program.
Basically, whatever. Yeah.
He's got carte blanche at Jackson State. He's not making Lincoln Riley money. I think Lincoln Riley's making like $12 million a year. Him and Brian Kelly and Lincoln Riley combined are making $24 million a year. Both of them, without having won a single national championship, and this, Nate, is where I like to go where you going with the exorbitant salaries. Neither one of them has won a national championship, and they are both making more money than the absolute greatest coach in college football history right now by $3 million a year apiece.
Wow.
I mean, Nick Saban, and then we're gonna go into the one
Yeah,
last
one
story
left
here in a minute.
for sure.
Nick Saban, chew on this. 4 Heisman winners in his time at Alabama. Every single player that has played at Alabama while he has been a coach has a championship ring. I mean, he hasn't won it every single year, but he's won in he's got 6 of them there. And with the gap, like if he won every other year since he's been there, every single class that has come into the University of Alabama has graduated with a championship ring. Every single one of his players.
That's
Those two
crazy.
stats alone. And that's even without winning a conference championship, because they didn't win the conference championship the year that they beat us. Auburn beat them. We beat Auburn in the conference championship. Alabama still got in the playoffs as a one-loss team over Auburn, who had been in the conference championship, and they beat us. That is a testament to that man's greatness. But you just said, we're going to give you $12 million and pay off your 2 houses here in Oklahoma and move you down here and buy you a brand new house worth $6 million, and you get a company car and a private jet. Prove it to me first. Prove it to me first. Deion Sanders right now, his salary is $300,000 a year. Not that he needs the money, but
Right, right.
he's making $300,000 a year from a school from a small school in Mississippi, and he is earning every penny.
Heck yeah.
So
Heck yeah,
anyway,
he is. Anyway, hey, this is diversity with Delilah. So we're talking about like players and elevating HBCUs and making sure that they get the attention that they should have gotten. Because I don't know if anybody been to an HBCU game before, but they're really fun. And see, and that's coming from me, which I'm not like super. And I've said it before, I don't really like college football too much. Like I'll watch a few games that they're really exciting, but HBCU games are a whole other. Woo, it's a whole other atmosphere, man. It is just
you
a
could go
whole other atmosphere.
you can go to an HBCU game and have so much fun you
That's all
forget
I'm
there's a
saying.
game.
Yeah,
With
that's all I'm
the
saying.
Savannah State homecoming, when you pull
That's
in
all
the when you pull in the when
different.
you pull in the main gate, the tailgate area is off this way, off the north end of the stadium. Over
Hmm.
on this side of the street, they got a stage with a DJ and concerts going on and music and stuff. They got stuff going on up on campus. They got fish fries up on the yard. They got the hospitality tents up on the yard. And you just walking by, you go through the tailgate, and folks don't even look. What Nate? What?
That sounds amazing. I gotta go out to Savannah.
What Nate is shaking his head. What?
Nothing. Go ahead. Listen. Go ahead.
That sounds
And
amazing.
you walking through the tailgate, folks don't even know you. They be like, "Hey, what's up, homie?" And you be like, "I haven't." You like, "I know the face. I don't know the name." Dog, it's been forever. Yeah, bro. What's going on? It's like that scene in Poetic Justice where Tupac and them roll up on the family reunion. It's like
Right.
cousin.
Oh yeah,
And
for
they're just
sure.
like, hey, they're like, hey man, we doing a little something over here. You want a little
Yeah.
something to drink? We got food, man. Come on in here. Dude, you leave fat. If you drink, you leave
Uh-huh.
fat and drunk. And since there's other things is legal too, although it's not necessarily legal on campus,
Mm-hmm.
there's certain if you want to leave fat, drunk, and in an elevated state of mind, you can do all of that at the tailgate. And then you
Woo.
go in the game and the bands are going at each other and stuff like that, man. Man, it used to even be even more so because when I was in school, we actually still were pledging. We were walking pledge lines. So you see the pledge lines doing laps around the track, like doing slow laps, walking around the track, around the field, and things like that. And the homecoming concerts, and then of course the step show, and then you go out on the yard, and then we go out on the yard, and all of the Divine Nine, the D9
Mm-hmm.
organizations have plots, and we all out there strolling and playing music and trying to outdo each other. And ooh, I went to the last one I went to was 6 years ago. I called myself getting out there trying to stroll with them young boys. I'm like, I know I had some coordination when I left here back in 1992. I must have just left it here. But and they're like, "Hey man, come on!" And the young brothers got this thing where they kick their leg up. Now I can't get. I almost gave myself a cramp just not trying to do that. But anyway, the
Yeah. So
homecoming.
I'm telling you, attend these games. Listen, I don't know if y'all saw on Facebook, but Deion Sanders invited this good old boy white guy who's a fan of Ole Miss. All right,
I
and it's
saw
like,
that. Oh my God, that was epic.
come come to the SWAC game, right? And he came in his old Mississippi right gear, and he turned that man's life around.
He turned.
Now
Look,
he bought a whole bunch of Tiger of football gear. He said he's a fan now for life. Doesn't
wait a
mean he's gonna
minute.
leave Ole
Wait,
Miss
wait, wait.
behind, which we understand, right? That's not.
Yeah,
But
and the kicker was the last line in his post was, and the one thing I learned above all else is that I definitely had to try something called Henny.
yeah, that was great. Listen, that's all I'm saying. See, and this is why if you open up like HBCUs and we bring people together in like fun, like I'm telling you, you could just change so much. You could change so many lives. That's
I
what I'm
tell you
saying.
what. Matter of fact, I tell you what. I'm calling if maybe
Anywho,
if we get past all of the travel restrictions and the virus and all of that stuff come next October, I'm calling road trip. Let's talk football road trip. We all going to Savannah State's homecoming.
hey, I'm down.
I it's been for
Listen,
it's been
I'm a Puerto Rican woman who grew up in the hood. I know what Henny is, and when you don't have a Henny, sometimes you gotta drink E&J. It is what it is. You got when you strap for cash, when you strap for cash, that E&J comes through.
we used to call that irk and jerk back in the day.
Ooh,
You go to and look,
anywho,
go to the off campus parties, and depending on which one you go to, there's Hunch Punch or Jungle Juice or something. They just go in the
anywho.
liquor store, got some whole bunch of everything, and just dumped it all in the
Hey, that sounds like a
Anyway,
fun road. Sounds like a fun road trip. So I'm
and
in.
on top of that, in October, Savannah is gorgeous.
So it's
It's
not like
not
100. It's not 100 degrees and humid.
not in October. Like like
Right.
May through
Right. I know. I've heard.
May through August, September. Ooh, you take a shower, you can go in the house in your air conditioned house, take off all your sweaty clothes, take a shower, powder up because you got to powder in the South. You got to powder up, put on some fresh dry clothes, sit in your air conditioned house under your ceiling fan, and say, "Honey, I'm going to the mailbox to check the mail." And when you come back in, it's like somebody sprayed you with a garden hose. I am not kidding.
Wow.
Oh my goodness.
I am not lying to you at all.
All right then.
Especially over there
October
where,
sounds great.
especially, especially over there where Savannah State is, because Savannah State sits right on the marsh off the Wilmington River. So you
Mhm.
get they call it the College by the Sea because the Wilmington River dumps out into the Atlantic Ocean.
Oh,
Right.
okay. Okay, that
Beautiful,
makes sense.
beautiful campus.
All right,
Hey,
cool.
I'm serious. I'm not
Hey,
playing. We're gonna have to figure me and my family, you, Nate, Sean and his fiance, figure out who else is in all the fantasy. Oh, look, I would love to get Bobby and them down there. Bring them on down. Bring them on down there. But like, come on.
Bobby might not know how to act down there.
Look. It better not get him down there around them cues. He might mess around and start barking and hopping with the cues. Anyway,
anyway, let's move
we've
on.
gotten on the beaten path.
All
Let us
right.
move on to our
One
next
last
segment.
word. Let's do it.
the Delilah's like, yes, this is fun, but
We've
my
gone
eyes
off.
are getting
No,
heavy.
it's got we just gone off the rails now.
It's all it's okay though. Sometimes you got to do that. And now it's time for one last word. One last word. I'm going to go ahead and hand this over to Nate because we kind of I get the feeling we kind of excluded you in the HBCU talk.
No, you
Uh,
didn't. That was no. I was enjoying the conversation.
okay, but we're gonna let you kick this thing off, sir, with the one last word. So Nate, give us your last word of the day, sir.
Uh, my last word. Thankful. Um, as the holidays are approaching. Um, I know that we still are in the midst of a pandemic. I know some other things have been going on.
Mhm.
The Kentucky, um, the just went through a tornado. Tennessee had a tornado. Um, Recent with the schools and
Mhm.
students bringing guns to school and different things like that. Um, I think it's very important to for us as individuals to take a moment and just reflect on life and reflect on the things that the the blessings that God has given us. Um, Particularly, I think with these last 2 years for me, I've really begun to understand the power of prayer and what God has done for me. Um, I think we take things for granted so much, and we don't appreciate the little things that God gives us. Um, for example, Demarius Thomas, 33, before the holidays. Um, just here in Maryland, there was a guy who obviously was not right in the head, shot and killed his ex girlfriend and killed himself. Um, but my point is that one, you just don't know what a person's going through. Um, Tomorrow, I think it's very important to check on loved ones and see how they're doing, friends too. But also too, like, we gotta really, really cherish this thing called life because it's tomorrow's never promised.
It's
Um,
true.
you know, we God woke us up today for a reason. We're all put on this earth for a reason, and I feel like each and every one of us have a due diligence to do good on this earth, and I do believe that good will be done on this earth. But it takes all of us as a community. It takes a village to raise one, and during this time through the holidays, there's people that are going to feel that, and I just encourage everybody to just be supportive, reflect, and I'm hoping that 2022 is a better year.
Absolutely, man. Absolutely. Well said, sir. Well said. We're gonna come to you, Delilah, for your last word.
So I just kind of want to, in my last word, with peace. I know that it sounds cheesy, but I feel like we really do need that. I feel we just need peace amongst ourselves, amongst our fellow man. Just find peace and unity. I do believe that we are more similar than we're different. I'm not saying that there's no issues, obviously, amongst us, but I really do feel that we're more similar than we're different. Kind of, going through our own, like Nate was saying, our personal struggles, our own whatever. But honestly, with it just falling in line with the holiday season, regardless of what you believe in, because I respect all cultures, but peace and unity, like we really need that. And we need to find a way to bring more peace within yourself, those around you. Um, where that's inner peace, outer peace, whatever it is. But we need to bring some more balance to the universe and see if we could just bring more peace upon us. Just, you know, peace and blessings.
Eh, Delilah, ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much, Delilah. My last word for the day, I actually have one, and I've got one that ties into it. The first word is love. And I know that's a big, broad spectrum to tackle, but I'll get to that in a second. The second word is that goes along with that, that kind of narrows the spectrum, is understanding. I had an opportunity last week to witness two of my coworkers tie the knot and get married
Oh,
on Friday.
Nice.
And the groom, when I met him, was just in the middle of going through a bad divorce. And it wasn't even, or it wasn't even 9 months ago. It was earlier this year where he's like, "Hey man, my divorce is finally final. Whew, I'm finally free." And I was like, "Yeah, man." And he was with his team, some of his teammates, and he goes, "Yeah, we're gonna go get him luck. We're gonna set him up so he can get lucky this weekend." Well, as fate would have it, there was a young lady that had started working in another department in that same section of the building, and they met and they hit it off and they started dating and they fell in love. And this Friday, I got to watch to see them get married. Um,
oh,
I
Nice.
also I also have a teammate that's part of my department that just got married on Sunday. As a matter of fact, in the 3 years that I've been in Oklahoma, I've had one, two, three, four, five, six coworkers in that building get married.
oh, wow.
Wow.
Like I will say this: Oklahoma, they believe in marriage. They ain't no shacking up. They ain't no shacking up for 20 years. They believe in getting married. Period.
All right.
Now, on the flip side of that, I've also watched a couple of my coworkers go through some divorces.
Okay.
So and we talked some about God, and God, if you believe in the scripture, God is a God of balance. There's no good without a bad. There's no up without a down. There's no left without a right. And unfortunately, sometimes people fall in love and sometimes people fall out of love. Now, this brings me back to my word love. If you have a partner and you're in a relationship, learn to love them. Take the time to find out what love is. Because a lot of people you know, mistake the feeling, the butterflies that they get when they see somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Right.
When you see somebody you're attracted to, you're like, ooh, and then when you find out they're attracted to you, especially if you develop a crush, then we start thinking that's love. That's the physical reaction, the chemical reaction that takes place between the two of you, whether they're part of it or not. If you're
Right.
crushing and they don't know, or whatever, if you start dating, learn the difference between that and real love, because too many people now, um I feel like I'm being real specific when you all are like what the world needs, and I'm just talking about relationships, but it's a part of
It's
it.
all
It's a
right. It's all
No, we
it's a
get
right.
it.
part of it.
No,
It's a
no,
part.
we get it.
It's a part of the world. Learn to discern the difference between love and lust. There are too many people. There are too many people out here right now that have not figured that out, because loving someone. I'll give you a perfect case in point. My parents have been married for 52 years.
Mm-hmm.
My father is bedridden after having suffered a stroke 6.5, 7 years ago.
Hmm.
He is incapable of doing anything for himself. My mother feeds him, bathes him, clothes him, helps him go through his little exercises when the physical therapist is not there. Sits down at the foot of sits down on the couch at the foot of the hospital bed, talks to him, carries on conversations with him, things of that nature. She is his primary caretaker. That is the epitome of in sickness and in health, for better or for worse. And I think too many times, too many people hook up looking for the better, the health, the richer.
Right.
They don't want to know about the poorer, the
Or the
sickness,
sickness.
the worse. I mean, I've seen too many. My wife is a breast cancer survivor, and she would come from her treatment sometimes, and she would just be in tears, and she'd be like, honey, I just sat next to this lady today and my heart just hurt for her. She was diagnosed about a year before I was, and she's been going through treatment. And her husband just up and left her. He just said, I didn't sign up for this. you know
Right.
learn to tell the difference between love and whatever it is that you're feeling. I just, there's too many people in this world that want love, that can't find it, uh for for other people to just be like, well, I'm just along for the ride as long as the ride is good.
Yeah.
And I think that more relationships, when did I become Dr. Phil? I think more relationships will make their way. Well, I think that it was when we start learning to tell the difference between that, then we'll be able to cultivate better relationships. I think
Okay.
instead of projecting what you want in a person onto someone you're attracted to,
Right.
find the person that's going to give you what you want, that is compatible for you, and that will work. I promise
Right.
y'all, the next time we do this, I'll come up with something more.
No,
No,
relationships are
no,
meaningful. This is just as
exactly.
deep.
Nah, but I just
We went macro, you went micro. There's nothing wrong with that.
I'm just saying, y'all, both of y'all are on here like Sarah McLachlan
No,
and singing "What the World Needs Now Is Love, Sweet Love," and "We Are the World." And now I'm like, take care of your girlfriend
but
because she
that is
likes it.
that is love. It's more like, come on, like that could lead to peace too if you
Yeah.
actually understand how relationships work.
You know what, you raise a very good point. I think if
So
more people,
it's
if
all
people
connected.
if people figure out how to get peace, because the number one place you should be able to have peace is inside the four walls of your home.
Hmm.
And if you work on getting peace in your house, then if you can figure out a way to get peace in your house,
Right.
then you're able to. I can't tell you how many people I know that they come to work. They come to work every day just mad. They're mad because the kids cutting up. They're mad because they don't like
Right.
the boyfriend. They're mad because they don't like the girlfriend. They're mad because they don't like the husband or the
Hmm.
wife or the mother-in-law, living the mother-in-law suite and the mother-in-law getting on their nerve. They're just mad because they don't have any peace at home. So then they leave the house and take out their frustration on people that they encounter. So
Right.
you raised a very good point. If we can
Yeah.
find some peace at home, and I not like Medea say peace o steel, because the Smith and Wesson is a piece o steel. We ain't talking about that type of peace. If you can just get some spiritual peace at home, then maybe we can start working on pushing that out into the world.
Hey,
Right about
amen.
that.
Now, if nobody has anything for the good of the crowd, I think we have a. This has been fun, y'all. I appreciate it.
I
when
appreciate.
Sh- when Sean hit me up, it was like, "Yo, I'm gonna need you to host on Tuesday." I was like, okay, I'll figure it out." But I appreciate you both. You both have far more experience in sports podcasting than I do. I seriously, I am literally on my fourth month of sports podcasting, and you guys have been doing this a little bit longer than I have. So
Really? Wow.
yeah, no, I didn't start. I've done podcasting. I've just never done sports. I didn't start
I
doing
got
Sports.
it.
sports.
Yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah,
Yeah,
Got it.
yeah. I
Got it. Got it.
gotcha.
Got it.
I was like, wait a minute, have you been on radio? You're a DJ, KJ, all this other
oh
stuff.
yeah, I know. I know about all that stuff.
I got you.
I know all about the win with a sticker and stick with a winner. Sagniv One Radio Network. Yeah, I know about that. But I've never done. I never did sports podcasting until this year. So I
Got it.
appreciate you guys being patient with me and trying to. Delilah, look, Delilah did me like. Didn't you say you teach kindergarten, first grade, something like that?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, come on, it's time for your potty break now. I'm like, okay, Miss Crespo. That's how she did me tonight. But I appreciate it, and the show flowed well, and I
Yay.
appreciate you both. And ladies and gentlemen, we thank those of you that are out there watching. I think we held a solid 3 viewers all night. Especially shout outs to Ash and my boy AJ who checked us out tonight, and our silent third viewer who didn't really throw anything in the comments. We appreciate all of you.
Absolutely.
Sean is expected to be back next week. Like I said, Big Nate is the king of the late night podcast. This is no joke. Normally the time when Nate comes on for his podcast, but his work
I will not
schedule's
be going
changed.
live tonight. I'll go sometime tomorrow afternoon.
Okay, well Nate, his work schedule's changed, so he'll be doing some early podcasts. Delilah will be back with
Next week.
uh next
So
week with the
sometimes I'll pop
roundtable.
in on other ones, but typically this one for sure.
She'll be back next week. Nick should be back next week, and Colin and I will be on Monday.
Hey.
Oh, by the way, t-shirts. Get you some t-shirts. None of us wore, and Nate, you don't have one, but we gonna figure
Hey,
one out
I
for
had
your
mine.
podcast.
It's in the wash. Okay, I do laundry.
It's okay. I got a couple. I don't even have one for
I
my
gotta
own
order
show
a few
yet.
more.
Yeah. Oh, I might look. My whole wardrobe is just gonna say Zagnif on it. That's all. Thank you guys so much for
Good
watching.
night,
Before
y'all.
we go on another tangent, we appreciate y'all on behalf of Sean Spencer. Shout outs, bro. The shout out king. On behalf of Mr. Nicholas, I want the smoke. Rosario. On behalf of Diversity Delilah
Hey.
and the man, the myth, Mr. Nathan Guarantee Snell. We appreciate y'all for tuning in tonight. They will catch you. We will all catch you at another podcast at some point on from this point until the next time we do this. You have to watch three different
For sure.
podcasts to see us all.
For sure.
And that's it. See you later. Holla. Sayonara. Arrivederci. Anyanika Koseo. And good night.